Simone Biles has spent years defying gravity, shattering records, and redefining greatness. But behind the medals and perfect routines, a truth was building, one she could no longer ignore. At 27, she finally admits what we all suspected. When we think about elite athletes like Simone Biles, it's easy to see them as superhuman. Their incredible performances often make us forget that they're just like us, human beings with emotions, fears, and vulnerabilities. For someone as accomplished as Biles, the pressure from fans, media, and the sports industry is immense. From a young age, Biles was thrust into the spotlight. Her extraordinary talent set her apart, and with that came sky-high expectations. Every time she stepped onto the mat, the world anticipated perfection. There was little room for mistakes or setbacks. This constant demand for excellence can be overwhelming. The media plays a significant role in amplifying this pressure. Every performance is scrutinized, every flaw magnified. Headlines celebrate victories, but also highlight any perceived shortcomings. Social media adds another layer, with fans and critics alike voicing their opinions in real time. For Biles, this meant living under a microscope, where even the slightest misstep could become global news. The sports industry, too, contributes to this burden. Sponsorship deals, endorsements, and the business side of athletics often prioritize performance over well-being. Athletes are seen as investments, and there's an unspoken expectation to deliver results consistently. This commercial aspect can make athletes feel like commodities rather than individuals. Biles has always been expected to perform at an extraordinary level. Her routines are some of the most challenging in gymnastics history, and she often pushes the boundaries of what's possible in the sport. This pursuit of excellence, while admirable, comes with its own set of challenges. The fear of failure, the pressure to outdo oneself, and the constant need to meet or exceed expectations can take a toll on mental health. The image of the superhuman athlete is pervasive. Society often views athletes as invincible, expecting them to perform flawlessly, regardless of external pressures or personal struggles. This unrealistic portrayal ignores the fact that athletes, like everyone else, have limits. They experience stress, anxiety, and doubt. Yet, there's a cultural narrative that discourages them from showing vulnerability. For Biles, maintaining this superhuman image meant suppressing her feelings and pushing through challenges, even when it was detrimental to her well-being. The expectation to be perfect at all times is not only unrealistic, but also harmful. It creates an environment where athletes feel they cannot seek help or admit when they're struggling. In reality, athletes are human. They have good days and bad days. They face personal challenges, experience emotions, and have mental health needs. Recognizing this humanity is crucial. It's essential to shift our perspective and understand that behind the medals and accolades are individuals who deserve compassion and support.
This morning, U.S. gymnast Simone Biles has pulled out of the team competition after suffering an undisclosed medical issue. And with her out, Team USA just lost.
During the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, the world was stunned when Simone Biles withdrew from multiple events. As someone who had consistently delivered jaw-dropping performances, her decision left many in disbelief. However, this move was rooted in a profound concern for her mental and physical well-being. Biles experienced a phenomenon known as the twisties. In gymnastics, the twisties refer to a sudden loss of a gymnast's ability to maintain body control during aerial maneuvers. Some gymnasts reference a feeling of disorientation or unawareness of where the ground is. This loss of air awareness increases the chance of a serious or critical injury occurring if the gymnast forgets in the moment how to land the maneuver safely. For Biles, experiencing the twisties meant that continuing to compete was not just challenging, but dangerous. The risk of injury was high, and she recognized that pushing through could have severe consequences. By choosing to withdraw, she prioritized her safety and well-being over the competition. This decision was not about quitting. Instead, it was a powerful statement on the importance of mental health. Biles demonstrated that acknowledging one's limits and seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Her actions challenged the traditional narrative that athletes must always push through adversity, even at the expense of their health. The reaction to Biles' withdrawal was mixed. While many praised her courage, others criticized her decision, viewing it as a failure or lack of commitment. However, Biles stood firm, emphasizing that her well-being was paramount. She highlighted the immense pressure athletes face and the need to prioritize mental health. In the aftermath, Biles received an outpouring of support from fellow athletes, mental health professionals, and fans worldwide. Her decision sparked a global conversation about the pressures faced by elite athletes and the importance of mental health in sports. It served as a wake-up call, reminding everyone that behind the performances are individuals with their struggles and needs.
The women's all around, and she said, you know what? My mental health is more important than even that thing. What are your impressions? What did you think when you heard about her stepping back?
For a long time, mental health in sports was a topic that many shied away from. Athletes were often seen as the epitome of physical and mental toughness, leading to a culture where discussing mental struggles was considered a sign of weakness. This mindset resulted in many athletes suppressing their mental health issues, fearing judgment or repercussions. Historically, the focus in sports has been predominantly on physical performance. Coaches, trainers, and sports organizations emphasized physical conditioning, strategy, and skill development, often neglecting the psychological aspects of performance. The prevailing belief was that mental toughness meant pushing through adversity without acknowledging mental strain. This approach led to a stigma surrounding mental health, making it difficult for athletes to seek help. The narrative began to shift when prominent athletes started sharing their struggles. Simone Biles' decision to step back during the Tokyo 2020 Olympics was a watershed moment. By prioritizing her mental well-being over competition, she forced a global conversation about the importance of mental health in sports. Her openness challenged the traditional notions of toughness and highlighted that mental health is as crucial as physical health.
Yeah, times to even sit out the big competitions.
Biles' actions resonated with many, shedding light on the immense pressures athletes face. Her courage in speaking out provided a platform for others to share their experiences, fostering a more accepting environment for discussing mental health. This shift encouraged athletes at all levels to recognize the importance of mental well-being and seek support when needed. Other athletes have also come forward to share their mental health journeys. Tennis star Naomi Osaka withdrew from the French Open in 2021, citing struggles with depression and anxiety. Her decision underscored the mental toll that high-level competition can take and emphasized the need for self-care. Similarly, Olympic swimmer Michael Phelps has been open about his battles with depression and suicidal thoughts. His advocacy has been instrumental in raising awareness and promoting mental health resources for athletes. Simone Biles' influence extends far beyond her gymnastics achievements. Following her public discussion of mental health during the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, she has become a prominent advocate for mental well-being, using her platform to promote awareness and support for others facing similar challenges. One significant step Biles took was partnering with mental health organizations to destigmatize seeking help. She became the Chief Impact Officer for Cerebral, a mental health app that provides accessible therapy and medication management. In this role, Biles aims to make mental health resources more available, especially for young people and athletes who might be hesitant to seek traditional therapy.
Great job, and I didn't want to risk the team a medal for kind of my screw-ups because they've worked way too hard for that. So I just decided that those girls need to go in and do the rest of them.
Biles has also been vocal about the need for better mental health resources within the athletic community. She advocates for integrating mental health professionals into sports teams and organizations, emphasizing that psychological support should be as readily available as physical training. Her efforts have encouraged sports institutions to reevaluate their support systems and prioritize the mental well-being of athletes. Beyond her advocacy for mental health, Biles has used her platform to support survivors of abuse. As a survivor herself, she has spoken openly about her experiences with former USA gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar. By sharing her story, Biles has provided strength to other survivors and highlighted the importance of accountability and systemic change within sports organizations. In recent years, there's been a noticeable shift in how sports organizations approach mental health. Traditionally, the focus was primarily on physical performance, often overlooking the psychological well-being of athletes. However, high-profile instances, such as Simone Biles prioritizing her mental health during the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, have prompted a re-evaluation of this stance. Biles' decision not only highlighted the importance of mental well-being, but also challenged the long-standing stigma associated with mental health struggles in sports. Her openness encouraged a broader conversation, leading many to recognize that mental health is as crucial as physical health for athletes. In response to this growing awareness, several sports organizations have implemented measures to better support their athletes' mental health. For instance, the National Football League, NFL, and the NFL Players Association, NFLPA, have mandated that each team must have a mental health professional on staff. They've also established a comprehensive mental health and wellness committee to develop educational programs for players, coaches, and staff. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.